1414. An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
Neil Saavedra here. About 3 years ago, my wife and I called American Vision Windows. They installed gorgeous French doors for us, changed the flow of our home, added architectural appeal. The next project they're doing, our kitchen windows. We can't wait. Their work is meticulous. It's outstanding. I recommended them to my brother, Craig, and now he and his family have a lovely window encased patio. Added 150 sunny square feet to their home. We all know Bill and Kathleen's story. They had a horrible experience replacing their own windows. They started their own company. Fast forward 20 years later, they continue to beautify homes like mine with personal care, complete professionalism, and attention. CSLB number 778326. Give you and your home the gift of light, warmth, and beauty. Trust the window company my family trusts. American Vision Windows. You'll see the difference. Call American Vision Windows today for that free estimate, 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or for specials, visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Newt Gingrich here, and I'd like to invite you to listen to my podcast, Newt's World. Most people know me as the former Speaker of the House, but I'm also a historian with a wide range of interests. I enjoy talking with experts in their field and the most interesting people across a variety of subjects. I release 4 episodes of Newt's World every week with an effort to excite the imagination of our audience, and hopefully you'll learn something new each time you listen. Listen and subscribe for free to Newt's World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Apparently insults also flying around.
People's manners seem to have eroded during COVID.
This is all proof that we are a weak people. It doesn't take much to throw us off our behavior norms, our exercise, our eating norms. All of it is just so fragile.
Gary and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m.
We're less adult than we were.
on KFI.
And good morning, everybody. Handel here on a Friday morning. It is July 2. Now, another spin-off of the homeless situation. And this is something I didn't know until I started looking into this, is that the number one cause of homelessness for women in Los Angeles area is domestic violence. Women who have to get out of the house. Now imagine this, where do they go? You've got an abusive husband. You've got a husband who a woman or a partner who a woman is deathly afraid of, who's an alcoholic or crazy or whatever, doesn't matter, who you have the woman who is genuinely afraid of and has to get the hell out of there. And where does that person go? Now, there is a service, 211, but you call it and it's hard to get through. There aren't enough beds. There aren't enough women's shelters. And in a good percentage of cases, there's just no help. Because again, there's not enough. There aren't enough beds. There aren't enough services. Because this has to do with homeless. So they end up on the street. And these are women who would never be out on the street, but for, quite often they leave, and all they have is the clothes on their back. Because they can't pack. I mean, they're out just by the skin of their teeth. And so statistically, you literally have the number one cause of homelessness, not loss of jobs, not an issue where women are mentally ill and they're out there, have been for years. It's women who are abused, number one cause. Abused, beat up, attacked, emotionally attacked. You're worthless. You can't go on your own. And a woman buys into that. Because years and years of abuse, years and years of hearing from her partner, her husband, that you cannot survive without me. And then getting beaten up. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And get beat up again. Now, I don't know if you know anybody under those circumstances. I know a few, personally, or at least I know through friends, personally. And at least they had someplace to go. At least they had a friend to go, a family member. And then the issue is, what do you do with the kids? You have to take them with. And it is, I mean, we hear story after story of women who go out and get restraining orders, that's a waste of time. If you've got a crazy husband, the restraining orders are all a waste of time. And that is the problem. The common thread is fear of the abusers. Not only physical violence, emotional violence, and constant surveillance. Getting out itself is a real challenge. And so that's just another problem that has to be dealt with. It's just another sidebar story of homelessness. I tell you, the issue just doesn't go away. And every day it gets worse. Every single day. Hey, did you know that the Florida tower that collapsed was actually in good shape? Oh, yeah. All we have to do is ask the inspector, who said, this is fine. Of course, it was after the report that came out from the engineers that said, this is not fine. I'll share that story. I'll share the story of the guy, too, with you. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Let's check in with Jennifer.
The LA County Sheriff's Department says 2 gang members have been arrested in connection with the attempted murder of 2 teenagers in Lancaster.
The shooting happened June 18th, just before 10 p.m. The teens were walking on Raven Lane when a guy on a bike and another on a skateboard passed by and opened fire. The attack was caught on surveillance video. Detective John Livingston says the teens have no gang connection, and it's not clear why they were shot.
They couldn't have been nicer kids. No criminal history that we're aware of, and had just recently graduated high school 2 weeks ago.
Livingston says the shooters were an adult who was on parole and a juvenile. Both guns were seized and both guys are in custody. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
This weekend is shaping up to be the busiest for travel since the pandemic started. ABC's Elwin Lopez says more than 43 million people are expected to take road trips.
The national gas average now reaching its highest point this year at $3.12. Gas stations in Utah, Indiana, Oregon, and Washington all saw the largest weekly increases.
In Los Angeles County, the average price of a gallon of self-serve regular is up to $4.31. The average price has gone up more than $1 since the start of the year. The CHP will be scouring freeways this holiday weekend looking for drunk drivers, distracted drivers, and speeders. SoCal Division Commander Ramondo Alexander says 36 people were killed in crashes last 4th of July despite COVID-19 restrictions.
We know people are eager to travel, to get togethers, to be with their family and friends, but we want people to be safe, following all the rules of the road, following the speed limit, no tailgating, and just being safe drivers.
Alexander says patrols will focus heavily on the 5 freeway. Enforcement starts tonight and continues through Monday night. The first veteran cemetery in Orange County may have found a final resting place in Anaheim Hills following 10 years of political warfare in Irvine.
God bless America, and we're going to take this hill.
Veterans Alliance of OC President Nick Berardino says in Vietnam there was a saying,
when we die and go to heaven, St. Peter, we will tell. Another veteran reported, sir, I've served my time in hell. I used to think that applied to Vietnam until I tried to get a cemetery in Irvine.
Veterans supporting the new site in Gypsum Canyon near the 91 and 241 toll road say it's wide open. No homes nearby to complain, easy to access, and controlled by the county, so no city politics.
We fought to protect that democracy, and now we will access it.
In Gypsum Canyon, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
We are just getting word the ticketing area of Terminal 2 at LAX has been evacuated until the LAPD bomb squad can check out a suspicious package in the area. Again, this is the ticketing area of Terminal 2 at LAX that's been evacuated. The bomb squad's going to check out a suspicious package. And one of 2 girls in Wisconsin convicted of nearly stabbing to death a classmate 7 years ago is due to be released from a psychiatric institution. In 2014, Morgan Geyser stabbed Peyton Leutner 19 times while 12-year-old Anissa Wire cheered her on. Attorney Mara McCann says Wire was granted a conditional release in court yesterday.
They had to take her out pretty quickly to head back up to Winnebago. She seemed happy.
The girl said it did not please, or they did it to please a fictional character known as the Slender Man. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We're watching this wreck now on the 5.
If it's Santa Ana and it's on the 5 southbound, just before you get to 17th Street, You'll see this crash in the carpool lane, and it's partially blocking the left lane as well. We're looking at some pretty heavy traffic coming away from the 2257, the Orange Crush interchange. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, 405 San Fernando Valley.
You bet, Jeff. Last time around, if you were with us, I was looking for something south 405 at Burbank and didn't find anything. But it was real slow. It was a little bit south of Sherman Way, so we kept going. We could fly up to the top of the hill around Mountain Gate, and sure enough, we found something. The south 405 past Mulholland before getting on the downhill side, but thankfully over to the shoulder. So that's what all that slowing is all about, trying to get uphill. You'll see once you get to Getty Center. Under the clouds you go, by the way, but the drive is good. And boy, we're over a bad crash now in North Hollywood. Northbound 170 past Victory. We've got the carpool, 2-3 left lanes are blocked here. Fire department, everybody's here. It's backing up just a little bit north of Burbank. Now, again, that's North 405 at Victory. Using Laurel Canyon right alongside the 170. Pretty good idea right now. North of Victory, things are good. Southbound, everybody's looking, but all lanes are open down to the 134. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
Ontario on the 10 westbound before Vineyard. Big rig stuck here in the right lane. They expect that jam up right around Archibald. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
The Angels' Mike Trout was voted an All-Star Game starter, although he can't play because he was placed on the 60-day injured list. Shohei Ohtani won for the designated hitter position with a whopping 63% of the vote. In the National League, the Dodgers had 5 players as finalists: Max Muncy, Gavin Lux, Justin Turner, Mookie Betts, and Chris Taylor. None of them made the starting roster, though. The All-Star Game will take place on July 13th in Denver. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Do you want out of your house? Are you looking to bail? It doesn't matter whatever the reason. Downsizing, financial issues, you're moving, you've inherited the house, you don't know what to do. So what's your first inclination? You call a realtor. And the realtor lists the house and comes in there and goes, you got to clean this. This has to be repaired. All those tchotchkes have to be put away in closets or boxes. And here's my commission. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have people walking through your house, and you have to be out of there when that happens. So let me give you another way of doing it. You get a fair price without any of that. A buyer never walks through your house, so keep your junk wherever you want. No appraisal, no commissions. And you can get paid in cash and get it done fast, 10 days or less. This is directbuyers.com. Directbuyers.com. Janet and Matt, brother and sister, they're honest, good people. There are a lot of schlockos, a lot of schmucks in this business, and they're not. When we sat down and talked hours, I just like the way they do business. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer. They'll even give you $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move, and they will not lowball you ever. Go to directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
Weather from KFI. We've got a sunny, warm weekend ahead for your 4th of July holiday. Temperatures today will just be in the 70s at the beaches. We'll be in the mid-80s for Metro LA and OC. Low 90s to right at 100 for the valleys and the IE. We'll stay that way tomorrow, but we could cool down a couple of degrees just into the upper 90s for your 4th of July holiday. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
At Ralph's, we know there's never a good time to run out of fresh. Luckily, our delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need. So whether it's a few extra buns for the backyard barbecue or some miscellaneous munchies for movie night, we make it easy to get back to being you. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save with the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Ready to turn your destination daydreams into reality?
I want to break
Norwegian Cruise Line's Freedom Sale is back and better than ever. For a limited time, enjoy 30% off, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Break free this summer to the Caribbean, Europe, or other amazing destinations. With our leading health and safety program, you can cruise with the ultimate freedom. Book today at ncl.com. Call your travel advisor or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe. Feel free. Ships registry to Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should.
People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-644-7855. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-644-7855. That's 800-644-7855. 800-644-7855. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Live and local.
And our radio station.
And good morning, Bill Handel here. It is a Friday morning, July the 2nd. We have a recall election date for Governor Newsom. It's September 14th. And we have an investigative report that just came out on the mass shooting at the Borderline Bar and Grill. And the likely motive, the military veteran just hated college students. That's it. Because they treated him so badly, a Marine veteran, and he just went squirrely.
And Handel, I just want you to know that I'm keeping an eye on a story out of LAX. They've just evacuated the ticketing area of Terminal 2. And if this is a suspicious package, normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but you have one of the busiest travel days happening today.
Terminal 2 is what airline? You know?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm just reading this blurb that I just got.
Yeah, just curious. Right.
Yeah, so it's the ticketing area of Terminal 2 at LAX. They say suspicious package, LAPD bomb squad on the way.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I don't use Terminal 2, so it's not that big a story. But still.
But if you did, it'd be a huge...
That is correct. That is 100% correct. Also, the big news out of Florida is rescue efforts have begun again. Now, you're going to hear a name a lot during this investigation, Ross Prieto, who is, I guess was, the chief building official in Surfside, Florida, who told the residents, told the HOA, the building is sound. And that was 3 years ago, right after the report came in from the engineers saying, you've got big problems with this building. There is splaying. There are issues with the exposed rebar. There are issues with the swimming pool. And this is a dangerous situation. And he took that information and then reported it, because he's the official building inspector. He's the one that has to go and make the report, because the engineers just write their stuff and make... they don't say it's going to collapse. They don't say, here's the timeline. They don't say you have to fix it immediately. He's the one that comes out, and he's the paid official for the city, Surfside. And right after that report, he said, quote, the building is sound. Appeared to be in, quote, very good shape. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. There was another issue, too. In 1997, there was a collapse of a kennel club in Biscayne, a dog track near Miami. That caved in, and he was the inspector on that one. It was unlicensed, uninsured, unregistered subcontractor, which, by the way, it's not up to him to determine if a contractor is licensed, but it is up to him to determine if the building is sound and is it being built according to code, and are there any issues. And this didn't look like it was happening. So he's got some explaining to do. You can't find him, incidentally. He has taken an unspecified leave from the city, and he is not available. He's on leave for undisclosed reasons, and the city is reviewing the 8 projects he's worked on. At this point, no suggestion of problems with his work, but believe me, they're coming back and looking real hard. He's got the creds. Master's degree in construction management, 25 years as a building and roofing inspector. His specialty is roofing, by the way. The chief building official in Surfside for 7 years. And the problem is, there are the emails. showing Prieto was made aware of that engineering report that warned in 2018 of the damage to the concrete and steel reinforcements that threatened the structural integrity, and he assured residents after that at a board meeting the tower is in good shape. Whoa! Later on, a resident of the towers, the ones that collapsed, wrote to the city saying, you know what? There's blasting going on across the street. That was when they were building the North Tower, which was built a year after the South Tower was built. And there was blasting and other activity on the neighboring site. And so a resident of the South Tower wrote to the city, and Prieto did not send someone out to check. I mean, he's the guy that makes the decision. He said, there is nothing for me to check. Yeah, I think there's going to be some serious lawsuits where the city is going to be held responsible on this one. That's for sure. And then he worked in Miami Beach, and this is the record, and this has nothing to do with his ability, but just to give you a little background about him. And this is according to a story in the New York Times. A few years into his tenure in Miami Beach, bosses complained he was frequently late, missing more than 20 days of work 1 year, couldn't be located often, and that's in his personnel file. Oh, by the way, they were paying him 50% over the advertised salary that they would pay being an engineer because of his experience, because of his credentials. He has a master's degree in engineering, and I tell you, you're not going to find him anywhere because he is gone. I mean, did he run away? No. I mean, is he going to show up? Well, yeah, unless he decides to move to Guatemala. But, you know, I mean, the city's going to be left holding the bag. A lot of people. I mean, can you imagine? You're going to have 160 people dead. And then to a much lesser degree, the property values. I mean, people, their homes are gone. I mean, wiped out. The city's fault, too. So, yeah, Surfside, it's going to be a city that's going to go bankrupt. There is no chance that this city is going to survive that. Not at all. Defund the police. We've been hearing that a lot. Now, this is not eliminating police forces, simply taking their budget and cutting it way down, much like was done in the city of Los Angeles. But I'm going to give you a reality check of what's happening in the world of defunding the police. KFI AM 640, let's check in with Jennifer.
Milestone has been reached to end the war with Afghanistan. The last group of U.S. troops flew out this morning, leaving the main base after nearly 20 years. Wild pig boar hybrids are reportedly roaming around Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant. A study published this week says the new radioactive swine hybrid was created when wild boars from the evacuated area bred with domestic pigs that had escaped from farms. And a new world record for the fastest crossing of the Pacific Ocean has been awarded to a 4-man rowing crew. The team's called Latitude 35. It arrived in Honolulu Wednesday after traveling all the way from San Francisco. Let's clear up your drive on the 405 with the KFI in the Sky next.
If you own a business and you pay payroll taxes for 5 or more employees, there's a new government program, and like, you know, government programs are all over the place, is going to rebate you up to $20,000 cash per employee. Now, this is serious money. Problem is, there's a lot of red tape, and knowing how to get that money is no small trick. Does your accountant tell you about this? This is not what accountants do. I mean, they do taxes, they keep books. So let me suggest innovationrefunds.com. And I know about them because they got me and my partner a 6-figure refund through another government program. Now, their CPAs know exactly how to access these tax rebates because this is what they do. They do all of the legwork, no upfront costs. They simply share a percentage of the cash they get back for you. They've helped over 6,000 businesses get over $450 million back. Now, remember, they can help you with $20,000 per employee. So go to innovationrefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, and you answer a few questions, and I'd get started. That's innovationrefunds.com. No risk, obviously a high reward. Innovationrefunds.com.
Prime members save at Whole Foods Market on your favorite summer treat. Get 2 Ben & Jerry's and Talenti ice cream and frozen treats products for $6 through July 6th, while supplies last. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today with highs from the low 70s at the beaches to right at 100 inland. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Let's clear up your drive on the 405.
A wreck in Culver City on the 405 north at Washington Boulevard. Everybody's over to the right shoulder. You will still find it's kind of rough on that northbound 405 from about Century. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, wreck on the 170.
Yeah, we're watching a whole bunch of activity here. We're circling right over the northbound 170, just a little bit north of Victory. A complicated crash. Gosh, a lot of drivers got all tangled up here. Fire department was called for. Right now, as I speak to you, it's still the carpool and the 2 left lanes. That leaves you the 2 right lanes are open. They're loading the last of the vehicles on. Fire department left a little while ago. So it's still blocked here. The backup is pretty much, well, a little bit north of Burbank around Oxnard. Now, if you want to use Laurel Canyon and then get on the north 170 at Sherman Way, you're north of the problems and no delays at all. So it'll take you some time to get through this. Now, southbound's still in pretty good shape, although you know what's coming. A little spectator slowing. Everybody's looking to the left here. But basically, from the 175 split all the way down to the 134, things are looking good. South 405 leaving the valley, kind of slow. There was a problem past Malone, downhill, over to the shoulder. That's the reason for it all. Injured in an accident. Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
And Anna on the 5 southbound before 17th Street. Can't use the carpool lane here, so it's backing things up to the Orange Crush interchange and affecting the southbound 57 from about Lincoln. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. And right now, get $10 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 7/3, valid in store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
All right, listen up. Riverside in Huntington Beach Harley needs used bikes and is giving NADA retail value in trading for a new Harley today. No matter how much you owe on it, Riverside in Huntington Beach Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NADA retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, all credit applications considered at Riverside in Huntington Beach Harley. Riverside in Huntington Beach Harley is the #1 volume Harley group in California with rates such as 0.99% APR. Retail trade value ends this week.
We've spent a lot of time playing solo the past year. COVID-19 vaccines are helping us jump back into the things we love. With the people we love. They're safe and effective for everyone 12 and above. Which means we're one step closer to getting the whole band back together.
All right, guys, let's rock. 2, 3, 4.
Make an appointment at myturn.ca.gov today.
Have you been denied a home loan or refinance because you're self-employed, earn 1099 income, or even a real estate investor? You're missing out. Most lenders make approval seem impossible, especially if you're self-employed. Stop watching everyone take advantage of the lowest mortgage rates in history while you're stuck on the sidelines. Accelerate Capital, the premier lender designed for the self-employed. Our approval process is based on common sense, using bank statements, 1099 income, profit loss statements, rental income, or even stated income to qualify at the lowest rates available. Fast. Conventional lenders cannot do this. When others say no, we say yes. Call 800-811-9702. 800-811-9702. Or visit acceleratecapital.com.
EXCELE. AccelerateCapital.com.
Equal housing lender. Call for details. NMLS ID number 1165716. Not all will qualify. California DFPI license number 41DBO45150. Additional restrictions may apply. Loans made or arranged pursuant to the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act.
Hey, it's Conway here. Are you looking to sell your home fast without doing any repairs? Then you need to call my friends at Sunday. Sunday will buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Sunday buys homes off market in any condition. Here's how it works. If you have a dated property or an inherited property that you can't or don't want to keep, or even a house with structural issues, or a house that you simply don't want to fix up in order to sell, call Sunday to get your no-obligation cash offer. With Sunday, you don't have the hassle with showings, cleanings, repairs, or even realtor fees. Sunday will give you an immediate cash offer and can close on your timeline in as quick as 10 days. The process is so easy, you can even get a $10,000 cash advance if you need cash prior to closing. So go to Sundae.com. That's SUNDAE.com. That's Sundae.com. SUNDAE.com. Or call them. 800-25-OFFER. That's 800-25-OFFER.
Yeah, me and the boys are way excited to get back on the boat together, but just because excitement's up doesn't mean our guard's down. So we all wear life jackets. Save the ones you love. Life jackets save lives. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Stater Brothers is celebrating 85 wonderful years by giving you a chance to win free groceries for a year. Just click the banner to visit us at StaterBros.com to sign up through July. Good luck, Stater Brothers Markets. Our reason is you.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, and more on the T-Mobile Arena Nighttime Stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
This crowd at Venice, this is hardcore. These are your classic beach bums. And they come from all over the country. If you tolerate it, it will grow. The word gets out. You can smoke pot. You can play the guitar with your friends. John and Ken. I don't care where you do this kind of stuff.
Weekdays at 2.
But don't take over the beach.
On KFI.
Good morning, Bill Handel here. It is a Friday morning, July 2nd. Big stories we are covering. We have an election, we call Election Day for Governor Newsom. It will be September 14th. And we also, they have the news, a partially collapsed floor of the condominium building. The rescue efforts resumed after 15 hours. And this is day, 7, 8, it's maybe 9. I'm trying to get the days together. And that's a tough one. That really is. Also, LAX Terminal 2 is under evacuation, and I'm assuming they found a suspicious package, and Jennifer is following that story. Defund the police. How often have you heard that phrase since the Black Lives Matter movement has started and gained real momentum? Of course. And defund the police is not disbanding the police. It's simply cutting the number of officers and cutting the budget. Well, let me give you a reality check. It's going the other way. The Biden administration, for example, is offering money to the police departments, cities all over the country, offering COVID money because the cities should hire police officers to combat the rise in gun violence, and that's connected to public safety. And not only that, let me tell you, police officer salaries have genuinely climbed. Now, the problem is, are there enough cops entering the police force? No, because you still have to deal with the fact that cops are reviled, that cops have to watch everything they do. They cannot make a mistake. And if it turns out they make a mistake, there's a good chance that they're going to be criminally responsible. I mean, that's a tough one. It's a little bit of a deterrent. But let's talk money for a moment, okay? The reality is, it ain't bad to be a cop. The 2020 median salary in the U.S., $67,000 a year. California is at the top of the heap with over $100,000. A lot of overtime, too. Mississippi, of course, way down, no surprise, at like $35,000, $37,000. But, possum meat isn't that hard to buy. It's not that expensive. Well, you go to LAPD, and this is what we look at. Starting salary is $70,000. That's up from, in the last 5-7 years, from $60,000. 18.5% increase over 6 years. By the way, believe me, there hasn't been an 18.5% increase in inflation. Derek Chauvin
made $90,000 in 2018. That's more than twice the average Minneapolis per capita income of $38,000. That's what the average Minneapolisan makes. And why do cops do so well? Because the unions are so powerful. Higher pay for, quote, for overtime, which is fair, time and a half. But also off-duty court appearances considered time and a half in and of themselves. Also, minimum of 4 hours for the cops to show up for anything. So if it turns out a cop shows up and gives someone a ticket, for example, and goes to court and the person doesn't show up and the court goes, okay, guilty because the defendant didn't show up, cop gets 4 hours of time and a half. It's pretty good. That union is pretty powerful. And so keep in mind that when you talk about defund the police, it really isn't happening. The problem with the police is not an issue of money. There's plenty of money to go around because voters just like voting police officer salaries. We don't tend to say no. Unions are very powerful, so the cops get tremendous representation. There's all kinds of money to pay additional salaries from the feds and the state. The issue is you want to be a cop, even for $100,000 a year. Why? Do something wrong, you are